have Mr. Dustin Pestlin with us. So, Mr. Dustin, I know you have a ministry, and can you tell us about it?
Sure. I have a ministry called Hope Through Prophecy. And what I do is I use YouTube and I create videos that talk about Jesus, that talk about Bible topics, that talk about prophecy, so that people can learn more about the Bible and be prepared for the last days and get to know Jesus better.
Mr. Dustin, how can kids be involved in ministry?
That's a really good question. You know, there's so many ways that kids can be involved in ministry. I would say one of the best ways is being a great daughter or son and doing your chores around the house, you know, eating your dinner and praying before you eat, cleaning your room, listening to mommy and daddy. You know, but other than that, there's so many other things. You can tell someone that you'd like to pray for them or ask them what you can pray for. You can give people literature. You guys have an awesome ministry where you have those bags that have books and all kinds of good things that you can give to people. That's a wonderful ministry. I think kids can do that. Maybe you can help them.
What's your favorite color?
Wow, my favorite color. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that in an interview, so that's a really good question. I'm going to go with blue. To be more specific, like a royal blue.
What is your favorite animal?
Yeah, that's another good question. Are you ready for this? My favorite animal? Grizzly bear.
Oh.
Grizzly.
Mr. Dustin, can you please tell us a story?
Sure. You know, when I was younger, like your guys' age, I grew up in a state called New York. Have you ever heard of New York?
Oh yeah, my dad went to that.
Okay. So New York, what happens around this time of year is snow starts falling. And in New York, we have hills, a little bit like kind of small mountains. And one thing that people like to do in New York is go sledding. Have you ever heard of sledding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we'd have these sleds, and we'd go to the top of a hill, and it'd have to be a nice steep hill so you could go fast. And we would slide down these hills. Now, one time I was going sledding, and I would go with my family, you know, my dad and maybe my sister, maybe my younger brother. And one time I was on a really fast hill. And the interesting thing is there was a beautiful little pond or river at the bottom of the hill. And so I wanted to go down this hill. And so I went down in my sled, I was going fast, and suddenly my heart started racing because I saw I'm getting closer to the river. And the river was iced over. It was so cold, it was icy. You want to know what happened? I went right into that river. And it was in winter, it was cold. And so I flew into the river, my sled, everything, I was freezing. And guess what happened next? My dad jumped in the river and saved me. And so, of course, after that, I thought, Dustin, you need to be careful what hills you go down. You don't want to end up in a river. But you know, that story, it makes me think of when we make a mistake. Do we have a heavenly Father that saves us?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We do. And so when we make mistakes, we should try our very best never to make a mistake. Does God give you the help to obey Him?
Yes.
Yes, He does. So we should obey God. But if we happen to make a mistake and fall into that river, maybe we talk to mom and dad the wrong way, maybe we don't clean our room, maybe we do something bad, make sure you go to your Heavenly Father and say, please forgive me, please save me. And so that's what I think about when I think of that sledding story.
Thank you, Mr. Dustin. It was a pleasure to meet you.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys for interviewing me.